Hello, my name is Dorothy Minnie, and I'm currently a sophomore in Stoma High School, and I'll be launching a new show that consists of guiding young people, and not only young people, but older people, and hopefully inspire them. I do have a YouTube channel at Dorothy Minnie. Please subscribe to my channel. It will consist of makeup tutorials and different tags, and hopefully you enjoy it and also enjoy the show as well. Thank you. Hey guys, it's Dorothy. In the first session, we will be discussing the topic on the discovery of self. The first star we have on the show is a very well-known person at Stone Mountain High School, Mr. Al-Amin.
How's everyone doing this morning?
So, Mr. Al-Amin, what is your definition of self?
Technically speaking, there is no definition of self. That is the definition of self. That there is no material manner of discovering or seeing the self, and that is the real issue. How do you discover self? How do you do that when you're looking for nothing?
So how do you know that you found yourself?
You've always been with yourself. That is the easiest thing to ever happen. You are with you already. That is the accomplishments of great men over periods of 5,000 to 10,000 years. Jesus Christ, Muhammad, Moses, Krishna, Confucius, Buddha. There have been great ones all over the world that have brought this back out to us. That it is the simplest technique that you will ever have to encounter is discovering yourself. Yourself is closer to you than your jugular vein. So it's a really very easy operation, a process. It's very simple. It's called meditation.
And how exactly do you meditate?
Here again, very simple technique. Sit down, get yourself comfortable. Of course, this is just a short understanding of it. It can get deeper, but the basis of it is relaxation. The basis of it is sitting the body down, being quiet, and self will let you know.
And does that method work for everybody to find yourself?
I have found that it works for everyone that wants to bring something to the table. I had an encounter with a young man one time. He was identified as ADHD, or that terminology, and he was unable to sit down and relax without medication. So I found that that's the most difficult encounter that I've ever found. But other than that, it is the most easy technique that has ever been. You know, this technique is so simple, so easy that even a 5, 6-year-old child should be able to do it. It's just quieting yourself, sitting down, making your body rest, not making your body rest, letting your body rest, and letting the spirit, letting the self come up, rather than saying, come on up, self, come on up, and forcing it, like many religions and many, like the muscle building and various, not strenuous at all. This is not strenuous at all. This is going to be the easiest technique for our audience to begin to understand who they really are.
So many people have different things that relaxes them. What exactly meditation, how can you meditate that relaxes everybody, that works for everybody?
As I said, it's the simplest technique, but I'll have to go back a ways for me to explain what I mean by simplicity. When I was 23 years old, I picked up my first yoga book by an author named Ramacharaka. And he explained, this was an excerpt from a Raja Yoga study. Raja Yoga is the yoga of the mental execution of the mind, bringing the mind to the spirit. This is why I told you that, I found out that this technique did all of these things in just one grand swoop. But when I went back to my ages and back to the 23 years old, I first started thinking through reading books that what meditation was concentration. And it would tell you to sit down and think certain things. And I found that very difficult to do. I did it. And I did it for over 15, 20, 30 years. I did various techniques like that. There's one that's called imaging. There's another one where you sit down and you map out what you want to do in your life. That's not meditation. You're using the mind. You're using the mind. Anytime you're using the mind, you're not meditating. The key to meditation is not using the mind.
So how do you know you're meditating right? Is there a correct way to meditate?
Well, first of all, positioning. There are traditional ways, in India, they sit with their legs crossed. But the essence of it was always be comfortable. So the technique that I was taught that is most valuable to me now was transcendental meditation. They call it TM. Now, I'm not preaching TM today because that's not my trademark. But I am a TMer, and it is a simple matter of just sitting comfortably, trying to keep your body as still as you can. You could do it either laying down or sitting, but laying down would cause you to go to sleep. And the whole objective is to become as still as you can, putting the body to sleep, but your mind wide awake and alert. They call it restful alertness. The mind wide awake, but the body asleep. And in that interim, you will know when that body has gone completely shut down, you will not sense your body. And then at another point, you will not sense your mind. And you'll just sense that self that we're looking for. And that sense, that self has no name, has no smell, has no sight, has no sound. It just is. Many people term it as no thing. Not nothing, but no thing. Not an object. Not something that you could see, feel, smell, touch, or hear. It just is. And you will, I could almost guarantee that one time you sitting down doing that, you will receive those type of vibrations. I had a young man that I taught, and the first time that I taught him, he was a student here at Stone Mountain High School, and after the meditation, I asked him, well, what happened? How do you feel? And he described it like this to me: peace. I felt peace. Now, if you think about it, if you really, really think about it, what is God but peace? The feeling of peace, the feeling of serenity, the feeling of protection, the feeling of guidance, all of this in a feeling of nothing, no thing. So it becomes quite, as I said again, very, very, I can't emphasize how much that it is so, so easy. Unless, here again, there are some criterias. You cannot smoke marijuana, drink alcohol, or various things like that in that state. You have to be in a pure state. Also, the reason why we don't use sound, we don't use music, we don't use the senses, because we're trying to get the senses to go to sleep.
So going back to when you said that when you wasn't meditating right. So how about if you meditate and then you feel like you're doing it right, but you don't know you're doing it right. So the illusion, you can have that illusion feeling of peace, like.
There's no getting around feeling peaceful. There's no other, there's only one way to describe peace. And it's I would imagine even the madman knows what peace is. No confrontation, no resistance. Yeah, that type of peace. No resistance, no confrontations. Everything is acceptable. This is what happens when you meditate. You can think of anything. I think of a situation I had with a young lady. This young lady was ready to fight somebody, and she was, well, you're gonna fight. And my spirit told me to tell her, sit down. And I taught her, I just told her, sit down, relax, don't think about it, just sit down and relax. She did it, she couldn't do it very, very long. She did maybe about 5 minutes. But after she, came back and we started talking, I asked her, I said, did you think about that young lady that you want to fight? And she said, no. And I said, this is exactly what, that's what the meditation does. Even if you have an adverse thought in meditation, it's not adverse.
So besides feeling peace and finding your inner self, what other benefit do you get out of meditation?
Oh, have you said something there? Everything in life. If you bring peace to everything in your life, you are eliminating worrying, you're eliminating diseases, you are increasing your intelligence, and you're increasing your physical being, your heart rate. All of these various things come from being in nice, calmful, peaceful attitude about life. If you panic and I'm scared of this, and that's going to happen to me, and that's not peace.
So is there any physical benefits besides mental?
Absolutely. In 2014, I had brain surgery. In 2015, I had back surgery. In 2016, I had prostate cancer. And here I speak. It has taken care of me marvelously. It causes you to have faith in see, the body is not the self. The mind is not the self. But it will bring you to a point where you are confident in your body and confident in your mind. It will cover, camouflage all of the phony stuff, all of the fear, all of the worry, all of the things that cause man to think that there is no God. God is not taking care of me. God gave us all of the equipment we needed to take care of ourselves. A calm mind will do it all.
So, Mr. Al-Amin, what advice would you give my age group of finding their inner self?
Number one, calm down and begin to understand that the universe is here for you, not against you. You were created to be a part of this universe. You were born to be successful. All you have to do is let it be. Concentrate on your job. And at this particular time, the job of a student is being a student. Don't worry about the money right now. Worry about getting that self-foundation, realization of self. Realize that your body is not the self. Realize that the mind is not the self. And everything will just fall right in place once this realization. See, many people, they think they've got to do something. They got to work hard at it. And the yogis of the old, their work was to understand life. And by understanding that life, everyone else around them began to understand that life.
So there's many students my age that has no choice but to work. What advice do you give to them?
For them to work? Yeah, well, yes. You have you have segments that you can do these things. The point is we are to learn how to live our life without the stress. And so the meditation that you do begins to just flow out of you and create an avenue of stresslessness.
And how many times do you have to meditate? Like,
I started out, it was very difficult for me to try to do it every day. I was young, I was a young man, I was working, it's what is called a householder in the Hindu religion, and the Buddhists, they all believe that. But I have to get you to understand one thing. This is not about religion. I've quoted to you Muhammad. I've quoted to you Jesus Christ. I've quoted to you Krishna of the Hindus. I've quoted to you Buddha. I've gone up into China with Confucius. This is not religion. This is a silver thread of understanding that flows through religions, and some of that understanding comes through the religions, or most of the religions say God is one. And every religion that I've ever studied has said that. Even those that say that the God is a million, they broke it down from one. So this is not religion. This is a way of life that you choose. No one else can choose it for you. No one else can make this decision and say, you got to do this, you have to do that. This is not the avenue that we're going. This is an avenue. Peace means freedom.
so do you have to meditate one time to find the feeling of relaxation, or do you have to be committed to it and do it on a daily basis to find
One time will do it for you, but that's like, are you kidding me? You take a spoon of sugar and don't want any more? What I would suggest that all young people do is to start to study. Now y'all have access to so much more. My understanding, and I ran into a video on YouTube as a guru named Sadhguru. And I was turned on to this from a student. I did not know this man. A student introduced me to this man. So there's an interchanging of information and understanding and knowledge out there for young people to access without any force, without anybody making them look at it or do it and various things like that. You have to flow with what touches you in your heart and in your mind. And if you open up your mind and open up your real self to the universal order of things that's happening out there, it'll all flow so easily. From the time I was 23 to now, I'm 77 years old. It seems like it was just a day. So many events, so many things have happened in my life. We must learn how to interpret negative and positive, because it really is not an adverse situation. I give the symbol, I created a symbol, I'm not the creator of it, but this symbol here concludes that life is both negative and positive at the same time. But look where the force is, right there in the middle. And that's where the soul is. That's where the self is, right there. Solid as a rock.
I hope you enjoyed today's session. Please subscribe to my channel at Dorothy Minnie. And Mr. Al-Amin is also launching his YouTube channel. I hope this session you learned a lot about developing the self, and I hope you enjoyed the session, and I hope I answered all the right questions. And thank you. Goodbye.